It's well worth the journey. You're nursing a hangover today. Oh well. Well done from Dorset. Jake, I suppose you think you're funny. Goodbye. Thank you. There's so many people coming in and following. I'm really, really touched. So today is a live stream where I would like to do some questions and answers with you. So if you've got any problems you would like to share, I also think it would be quite nice now. There's a few people coming back into my live streams on a regular basis. Just look at what people are saying. Read what they're commenting, and if you feel so inclined, look at their bio and their content if they've got any, and follow them and offer them some support. Chat together between yourselves as well. Do I go to AA? No, I don't go to AA. I've been drinking for 50 years. I mean, this question will come up all through the live, as it always does. And how much do I drink every day? So get used to hearing it. I started drinking at 14, so I've been drinking for 50 years. I realised I got a problem after 20 years. So 30 years ago, after 20 years of drinking, I decided that I needed to quit. But it isn't the first time I've thought that, and I've tried to stop drinking on many occasions. Now, it wasn't until I got to TikTok that I'd actually realised there are so many people with drinking problems, and so many young people, very young people in some cases, with drinking problems. I never realised that. So it's certainly easier to stop if you've got a problem and you're younger. So see if you can do that. By the way, if you can hear pitter patter on my conservatory roof, it's a glass roof, and there's a wood pigeon keep walking all over it. It's just not raining today. Right, what made me want to change? And that comes from Megan. Yeah, Megan. Simply because my time is right. Taking away all the experience over the last 30 years of why I failed. Because if you do fail at something but you don't learn any lessons from it, then really you've gained nothing from it. So even failing, you can gain something. And I gained something every time I failed by knowing what it was that made me drink, what the trigger was or whatever. And every time I've gone through another attempt to stop drinking, and I've had many of them in 30 years, I've taken away with me something which has been very important. This time I knew I didn't need AA. It didn't work. I've tried it once. There's no point in trying it again, because if you keep doing the same things and expecting different results, then you must be mad. So I've tried AA, I've tried group therapy, CBT, Indian head massage, hypnosis. In fact, I am quite a proficient hypnotherapist now myself. I've done it so much that I'm pretty good at the subject myself. A failure is a bruise, not a tattoo. I like that. Good. 11 months coming up to a year. Well done to you too. So this time, the difference was I found a compelling reason why it was now very important to me to have another go at stopping. And that compelling reason was my 8-year-old granddaughter, who I want to see grow into a young woman and be a positive influence in adulthood and her journey towards adulthood. I want to see her choose a partner, maybe have children or whatever she wants to do in the future, and be there to support her. So that's my compelling reason. My motivation now to come on track, whilst I didn't think it was going to work, it was one of the final options open to me, and that is to come on social media, where I don't have to meet people, talk to people, explain anything to anybody. I just want to give a daily forecast of how things are going for me, what I'm doing. So I chose TikTok. And I didn't think it would explode like it did, but it has. And I feel so welcome in what I thought was a community of young people. And in many cases, it is young people that are following and supporting me. And I feel quite honoured by that. Sometimes it makes me blush. The only thing is, of course, I'm not quite up with all the young people's lingo. So let me just have a look back here through some more messages. You represent us who want to do what you're doing. Keep going, my friend. You know who you are. I think that says Andrew. Thank you for that. You're doing amazingly. Charlotte, you followed the host. Thank you. A family member is a big drinker. Seems to have no desire to stop. What advice could I give her? Right, okay. Now, I don't know, are you a child of this family member? Anyway, really, the answer is this. I could have given you a website as if you had been a child of a family member, but really, there's nothing you can do because people need, one, to realise they've got a problem, two, to accept they've got a problem, three, to have the desire to want to do something about their problem, four, accept offers of support from other people. Now, I've been ready for that for a very long time. So try and encourage them, because everybody with an alcohol problem will know they've got a problem. They're just not willing to accept it. So they could maybe find ways to help them accept the fact that they've got problems. And everyone's different, and everyone has different motivations and reasons why they drink and everything else. So all I know is that I am ready. Hello to everyone. Right now I'm drinking a pint and a whiskey. First whiskey, then I drink. Very good. Janice followed the host. Biggest benefit. And it shot away then. Biggest benefit. Where was that? Biggest benefit you have noticed since stopping. Oh, yes. I'm richer. A lot richer. In just 34 days, I can imagine it's going to be around, I think I calculated a minimum of £2,100 a year better off. What does the sign say? You can't read it? Hashtag alcohol, hashtag abuse, quit with me. That's my invitation for you to quit with me. Definitely grandchildren are brilliant. And also TikTok is good, like meeting you and all our... Yeah. I agree, TikTok has been brilliant. You do get the occasional knobhead, but I can deal with those because they are nothing like the knobheads on Facebook. You are an inspiration. Thank you very much. I love that you're doing it for your granddaughter. Yeah, maybe she will appreciate that when she's older. I'm certainly not involving her in my journey at the moment. Can we buy rings that you make? Yes, you can. Just go to themanwiththehat.co.uk. Actually, I've got a new ring to put on there this afternoon or tomorrow morning. An 1887 Victoria shilling turned into a finger ring. I've been off the drink for 19 years. Great. I aspire to that. Good morning, Stephen, says Victoria. Dry January. Worst month of my life. Yeah, you have to want to do it for the real reasons. Today I'm a 100-day sober, but still get cravings. Yes, you will. They're triggers. You know, you have to see triggers as something different now. Lockdown has been brilliant for my alcoholism because social situations were all gone. Thankful for that. Superb. Yeah. I drank more simply because I don't go out to drink. I drink all at home. And I do think actually drinking at home does create people with problems more than going out to drink. I know a lot of people that consume quite a lot of alcohol before they go out, so it doesn't cost them so much to get drunk. Do you think moderately drinking is acceptable? Not for me. Anyone else can do whatever they like. I'm not in control or have an opinion or judgmental. I'm not here to judge anyone else and their drinking habits. Moderate drinking isn't for me. It's all or nothing. Moosey Grass shared the live video. Oh, can you do that? Oh, that's good. Thank you for that. What's your plans for today? I'm cooking a 3-course lunch for she'll be 86, my mother, next month. What do you do with bug chungus? We know you are the sus imposter. I don't know what you're talking about. What's a bug chungus and what's a sus imposter? Now, if you're on my live, then talk my language. I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Hello, have a drink problem. I can't enough. I have a drink problem. I can't enough. Seems to me that you can't even string a sentence together. 100% agree, drinking at home is the worst. It definitely is. 5 years sober now, big man, and still want a drink. Some mornings, keep it up. Well, that's, yeah. Do you know, I'm not one of these stereotypical alcoholics, because there is various forms of alcoholism. Yes, I am an alcoholic. I realised that. I realised I a long while ago, needed to do something about it, address the situation. And now got to this age, and my granddaughter is my main influence, and TikTok is my motivation. I have health benefits too, because my liver is showing signs now of deterioration. It's not bad, but it means if I continue the way I was, I'm certainly going to die early, probably die in agony, and my granddaughter is going to see all that. So I have a lot of reasons to want to stop. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. Mummy? Is it Mummy Lee? You're 349 days sober and still get cravings. I think I always will. Yeah, you need to find different ways of addressing the triggers. Have you been drinking anything instead of soft drinks, pop or coffee? No, I don't like coffee. I used to. Because I'm consuming a lot more of soft stuff now. I'm non-alcoholic. I tend to choose the 0 calories because I do need to get some weight off as well. But I'm also overeating now because food tastes really nice now. So I'm eating more. I'm also doing loads of other things to distract me from the alcohol, and eating is just one of them. So whilst I'm not losing any weight, and I'm about 2 stone overweight, my shape is slightly changing, so that's good. Yeah, I'm all or nothing. You know, one drink is definitely far too many, but a bottle or even 2 bottles is never enough. I didn't drink for 5 years. How much would you drink in an average night? Well, as I was saying, I'm not a stereotypical alcoholic. I didn't drink first thing when I got up, or I was craving alcohol. You can see somebody who was just completely wasted all day. That wasn't me. I had a trigger, usually a TV program and a theme tune, or I don't know, certain things, either visual or audible, which would trigger off, oh, it's time to have a drink. Now, my father-in-law started that with me, the trigger associations at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He would say, has the sun gone over the yard arm yet? And that meant, is it 4 o'clock? Shall we have a drink? That's like people say today, is it wine o'clock yet? You know, this is the trigger. Is it wine o'clock yet? Some people it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or whatever. They get home and they prepare tea and they have a big glass of wine as they're preparing tea for the family. So there's different triggers, and I had triggers. My father-in-law had a trigger, but he just had one whiskey a day most of his life, and that was it. Whereas I start drinking about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes a bit earlier, and then I'd go on until bedtime. But in that time, you know, I could finish a bottle of whiskey and start on a bottle of wine. So that's a lot. Sparkling water with a slice of lemon. First few months of sobriety, that kept me going. Yeah, I do sparkling water most of the time, and I do top it up with either lime cordial, fresh orange juice, or just put a piece of lemon in the water and wipe the lemon around the rim so it tastes nice. I haven't drunk alcohol for 34 days today. How long have you been sober? 34 days today. Britain's most mandatory drink for socialising has been difficult for me. Congratulations on starting your journey. One bottle, 7 ml. One bottle, I think you mean 75 centilitres. 24.5 units in a day. So 3 bottles in 3 days. For a man, that's 4 units a day. Well, I was consuming 200 units a week, and on a bad week, and we all have them, it would be up to 300 units a week. How's my pancreas? My pancreas is okay. I think you probably mean liver. There's marked differences. It's changing, the liver, but it's only just noticeable. Do family support me? Yes, they do. Well done, well done. There's a few of you that have actually met Julie, my wife. You make me question your own alcohol intake. You make me question my own income. It's got me thinking maybe I need to cut down. Well, everybody could do with drinking a bit less, I think, because I think most people, apart from my wife, drink probably a bit more than they should do. There aren't many people who drink within the recommended guidelines. But my wife just drinks 2 glasses of Prosecco a week. But since I've been on this recovery journey, she's not bothered either, because it doesn't bother her. And to tell you something funny, and I've told this before, we bought some alcohol-free gin because she liked gin in the summer and a nice tonic. So we got the Gordon's alcohol-free gin, and she had one sip and says, "Oh, I can feel that going to my head." And I said, "You can't. It's got no alcohol in." She says, "It just must be in my imagination then, but I can feel it." And next morning she woke up with a little hangover. Can you believe that? And it was alcohol-free gin. So that's how gullible and susceptible she is. Thank you for following the host. I don't think he's making excuses. He acknowledges he has alcoholism. I have to go, sorry. Okay, see you later, Brooklyn. I've never drank alcohol, never really been bothered. No, it's good if you're not bothered. So, what we got here about making excuses? Well done for stopping drinking. Thank you, Caroline. You're an inspiration. Thank you very much. The alcohol is always sitting on your shoulder and tapping on your foot, waiting. Yes, it is. Yeah. Just let me look at some notes I made yesterday. I can't find the notes I'm referring to. But sometimes, especially alcoholics, will mistake thirst for a craving for alcohol, have a pint of water and you'll probably find the alcohol craving disappears. It works for me. Right, what we got here? Do you have any scans done to check your liver? Yes. Well, it's not a scan, it's a blood test. You're doing so well. I wish I had your strength. It's so hard. Well, it is hard if you don't have the motivation to stop. And who would have motivation to stop things that they enjoy doing unless there was a really compelling reason to do so? So you really need a compelling reason to quit the alcohol. Now, as I said, I've been trying to quit for 30 years and each time I failed. My reason to stop drinking, all those times I failed, were not that compelling. In other words, the enjoyment of the alcohol, the habitual relationship I had with alcohol was stronger, more compelling than the reason to stop. And that's why I kept failing. So if you stop because you think it's the right thing to do or because people bug you or whatever, you're going to fail. And I can tell you all the reasons you're likely to fail because I've probably failed on every one of them. I'm an expert on failing. But my current reason is more compelling to stop. My current reason to stop is a lot more compelling than the reason to drink. And that is my granddaughter. And if you want to quit with me, do it. Because I come on live frequently, answer all the questions you want to know. I get that asked a lot. I really do get asked that a lot. If I started drinking again, would you tell us? Yes, I would. That's part of the journey, to be open and honest with you. Because I need to be honest in order to keep clean. If I fall off the wagon, which I've nearly done, especially on day 8, terrible day was day 8, I would have to come clean with you because I would need you to help me get back on track. Apart from which, of course, I'd immediately feel that I've let myself down, and everybody who's put their faith in me as well. You, in other words. Would you ever find you make steady decisions on alcohol? Yes, I would. I've had a lot of trolling in the past, especially on Facebook. And I would get rid of Facebook because I've got rid of Twitter and I got rid of Instagram. Gone. Not my scene. Didn't think TikTok would be, but it's proven me wrong. I'm very grateful about that. I would like to get rid of Facebook, but I can't because I run my hobbies through Facebook and I sell little bits and pieces because I don't have any income. I don't even have a pension yet. I have nothing coming in income-wise. So I'm just living off bits and pieces that I can... You all know my story, most of you. So I can't get rid of Facebook. But I rarely spend any time on there now. But I am also now making videos on YouTube, which are only for my TikTok community. So they're not live videos. They're not published public videos. They are listed only, unlisted only videos. So in other words, I'll probably take a copy of this live because it disappears when I stop. It doesn't stay on my page where you can watch it later. But I do have a copy. And I'm downloading these copies starting from the last one I did. And if it's got any important information in it and questions I'm answering, then I put it on my YouTube and you will find a link in my bio. Now the bio will take you to a 2-minute introductory video. You've found this video because you're on my TikTok community. And in the video description will be links to videos that you can go and look at and watch. And that's what I'm doing to make sure that some of the conversations we have and some of the important questions you want answering are not going to just disappear when the live ends, because that's what TikTok does. It just vanishes. But I'm saving it to put it onto a place where you can go and have a watch. Congratulations on the no drinks. My dad died from alcohol abuse. I'm so proud of you. Thank you very much. Are you 100% transparent? And what would give you any reason to think otherwise? How old is your granddaughter? She's 8. What did you do with your time now? I've got loads of hobbies. Loads. Metal detecting, mud larking in the rivers, making things from things I find with both of those hobbies, coin rings, steampunk, bottle lamps, various bits of jewellery, silversmithing, making catapults this week, and now practicing with them to make sure I'm a dead shot. Social media can be very toxic, can't it? Full of trolls. Yep. You get one or two on here as well, but generally speaking, it's nowhere near as bad as Facebook. There's always the cynics anyway. The people who don't believe this, don't believe that, and they've got no evidence apart from the way they think. It's the way they think that tends to control the way they communicate their thoughts and their beliefs. Stay strong, my friend. You can beat the demon drink. I've beaten it already. My brother got beaten by the drink. Oh dear. Okay. Do you still do YouTube? Yes, I do. I feel like a failure even when quitting. Some people make me feel that. How do you deal? I don't deal with people. I've been involved in the past on my failure attempts in the past 30 years. I've done all sorts, and most of those failed attempts involved third parties either judging me. I remember once an alcohol abuse counsellor I was seeing. She says, if you don't do what I tell you, you will fail to stop. And I said, you don't know me. I won't fail to stop. I just need the right, compelling reason to stop, the right motivation and support to help. I think I've got some of these things in place, but you are not the right support for me because you believe one solution fits everyone, because that's the way you were trained as a counsellor. You can't think outside the box. So with that, I dumped her. I failed anyway. How many days now? 34. Thank you for following the host. I really do appreciate that. I want to stop, but I don't know how to do it. Okay. First of all, find that compelling reason. Once you've found a reason to stop, which is more compelling than the reason to drink, you'll stop. If it's your time, if it's not your time to stop, that means your reasoning and your thought processes behind that reasoning isn't strong enough. Living the dream one at a time. 7/4/1995. That's really good. Pleased for you. I aspire to that too. If I live that long. I want to stop but don't know how to do it. I will cover that one. Find your compelling reason. I gave up liquor. Are you American? Years ago, but I can't kick the beer. Well, at least you've made a step in the right direction, because that's what I did. I kicked the strong stuff, liquor, in spirits, strong wine, even strong beer. I kicked all those into touch. So for a year, I've just been living on ordinary beer and sometimes weak beer and occasionally a shandy in the hot weather, so it's more refreshing. So this attempt to quit wasn't mean I was quitting everything, including the really hard liquors. I'd already weaned myself off them by allowing myself to continue drinking the beer. So you've actually got a head start now than most people, because you've kicked the liquor into touch and you're only on the beer. So now you need to find a compelling reason to kick the beer, and it'll be a bit easier than it would be if you were on that liquor still. Just want to say well done on your journey so far. You're such a gentle energy. Oh, thank you. You see, you're seeing me in ways that I've never seen myself, but I really do appreciate hearing it because I then learn more about how people see me as well, which is nice. Good to see you feeling well. Next week I go back to working life over a year without drinking. Good. Any tips on how to help an addict? My girlfriend's sister is head deep in her addiction. We don't mention how old she is or how long she's been drinking, but I assume she realises she's got a problem, because that is the first thing, to realise and accept that she has a problem. I mean, where's she finding the money to drink? She's got a very well paid job. Has she been known to steal to fund the drinking? You know, so much you need to know about these people, and first thing is they need to accept it themselves. But we get that question all the time. I say we, anybody who's gone public trying to quit drinking. I never thought I'd be answering so many questions. I thought I would be asking all the questions. You know, I've come across this situation. What do you suggest I do about it? And in fact, my very first video I posted, it was only 7 or 8 seconds long on TikTok, and I didn't even speak. I had the voiceover on there, Siri, and it was asking you for any ideas on how I can avoid the alcohol on my day 3, because my first video posting about my addiction was 31 days ago, and I'd already achieved 3 days of sobriety on my own, but I hadn't got the support then of TikTok. It was so hard, that 3 days. Since I've joined TikTok, it's been so much easier because I can just talk with you, answer your questions and answer them about me. Catapults, metal detecting and mudlarking right up my street. Good man. Followed the host, thank you. I need to stop, but my life outside work revolves around the pub or drinking at home with friends. Change it. Don't let those situations control your life. Do something about it. You see, I haven't met anybody publicly. The lockdown helps, and even now the lockdown has been somewhat less restricted. I'm maintaining my life at home and not meeting people outside. I'm not even meeting people in my hobbies of detecting and mudlarking. I will, and I will soon. I'm not even going to a wedding. And I got a family wedding that I've been invited to for next month. And I'm not going. Because I don't know how I would deal with the situation with so many people I've not seen for so many years, decades, some of them. And some old friends from school and things. I don't know how I would deal with that situation. It's too soon. Like you, I have quit alcohol after a toxic relationship. 1 year, no beer, online. It got me this far. Oh, well done. Did you go cold turkey? Yes. Oh, that's Becky. You're a girl. That is good. See, so you had a toxic relationship. Now, reading this, it's a third person involved. Unless you mean a toxic relationship with your alcohol. But whichever. 1 year, no beer. That's brilliant. Keep it up, by the way. You're doing fantastic. Thank you very much. How do you avoid drinking if all your friends and family drink heavily? I didn't say they drank heavily. My family certainly don't drink heavily. In fact, my family hardly drink at all. It's just me that does. And I just don't go out. I make a personal choice not to go out around alcohol. That's just my choice. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's difficult to do, but if you got, either your friends will understand and support you and stand by you, um, or they'll say, "Oh, go on, just one won't hurt." You know, there's a few people in my lives that have said, "Come on, you're 64, you'll soon be dead anyway. Beer won't hurt." You know, they just don't understand, and this is my journey, which I'm sharing with people, and they're either with me or they're not. And if they're not with me, then I have to leave them behind. Oh, Becky, yes, you did go cold turkey. Good. Sometimes that's the way. It's good if you can do it. It's harder. Well, arguably, it's not harder if you succeed. I love the Asda videos. Wish they brought back that scheme. Yes, so do I. Made loads of money with the Asda price guarantee. Used to fund my drinking. I like your hat, mate. Thank you. It's my new summer hat. I've only put it on today. Change my hats according to the weather and my mood. How many days sober? 34. Through this journey, no matter what happens, be kind to yourself. Yeah, I have to be kind to myself. I also have to be aware of my environment. As I've said earlier, because I've had so many failures at quitting drinking, I know what to be aware of. The things that caught me out in the past, avoid them. You can go late and leave early. No, I'd rather not be there at all. Sorry for interrupting, just a reminder to hydrate. Agreed, sparkling water. 0 calorie orange. I've been clean since September. Well done. See, I can't see that. I can't accept that I'm going to get that far. And yet, the reason why I'm doing this is to stop forever. And that's a scary thought. You've been drinking 50 years. And you think I'm never going to drink again. Because I like it so much. Which is weird, isn't it? Got 3 questions in the Q&A. I'll answer those another time with a short TikTok. How could I help a friend of mine who won't stop drinking? I do get asked this a lot, I know. Again, it's down to the person. Do they know they drink a lot? Are they accepting of the fact that they drink a lot? Is a lot of their drinking to do with habitual? Is their drinking triggers? Have they got drinking triggers? Twiggers? Triggers. See if you can notice what their triggers are. Like wine o'clock. You know, it's 4 o'clock. It's wine o'clock. How did you feel about going cold turkey at first? A bit scared of it. This is why after 3 days I decided to turn to TikTok. No other social media was going to satisfy. I tried them before. That's why I've now deleted Instagram and Twitter. They've gone. Follow the host, follow the host. Thank you very much. Stop thinking and talking about alcohol. It is easy to use it responsibly if you fill up your life. In that case, you haven't got a clue. It's easy to use it responsibly if you haven't got an addiction. An addiction, you know, is not just a case that you drink too much. Any addiction is a chemical change in the brain which is difficult to understand if you've never experienced it. Can you tell me 3 things you love about yourself and 3 things you'd like to improve? Not sure that's appropriate, really. I think I'm kind and caring and thoughtful. Appreciative. Difficult. It's difficult, that one. I'll have to have more time thinking about it. Non-addicts don't understand. Non-addicts don't understand. Yeah, well, they don't know. They have a bit more of an idea if they're used to being around an addict, but they still don't know. Where are you from? I'm originally born and bred in Norfolk. I'm now up in Yorkshire. I was 28 when I left Norfolk to come to Yorkshire, and I'm 64 now. You followed the host. Thank you very much. Sables on wheels. Well done. You're so strong, and you've got this. Good. Thank you. Well done on still going strong. Well, it hasn't been strength all the way through the 34 days because it has been difficult in places. I keep pointing out day 8 because that was my worst day. And if I was going to fall off the wagon, I thought it would be then. And it was a really, really bad day. Well done for what you're doing. Where are you from? Your accent sounds local to me. I just said Norfolk. Born and bred there, moved away at 28 to come to Yorkshire. Cold turkey is hard. It is hard. But it's the easiest option I've found so far. Because I've now got the right reason to stop, which is very compelling. The right motivation to stop, which is the support of TikTok, sitting here talking to you. And a side benefit of doing that is that so many other people now are on the journey, my journey with me. And that's great because that's something I didn't expect to happen. And I'm hearing from them frequently. I knew it. I'm from Norfolk too, says Amy. Wow, I know Norfolk quite well. Hello, big fellow. How are you? Stephen, I'm doing very well, thank you. I don't know how to act sober. Yes, I did see that the first time and I did read it the first time. So you're telling me you act as though you're drunk even though you're not? What were your triggers to drink? Oh, well, that's a good one. Hot sunny weather. I get thirsty and I think I'm needing alcohol. I'm not. What I really need is a pint. I don't drink anything small. Even my wines and my hard spirits were never small. So instead of drinking alcohol now when the sun gets a bit hot, because I'm just thinking, oh, I could do with a beer. You know, just drink a pint of water or a pint of something else instead. And I realised I wasn't craving a beer at all. I was just thirsty. Big love from Brisbane, Australia, mate. You're an inspiration. Thank you, pal. Anarchy. Is it Anarchy 1999? Unmistakable Norfolk accent. You should be so proud of yourself. Thank you. Where are you from in Norfolk? Amy. Where are you? Amy Marie. It's mental, physical and spiritual disease. It's threefold disease. Yes, it is a disease. It's treated as such. But it's a chemical change in the brain. It's a bit like autism, because I'm on the autistic spectrum, which is a gift and a curse. I think differently to most other people, and I take things literally. So there can be a slight tongue-in-cheek bit of humour written down somewhere, or somebody will say something to me, and I think what they've said is what they mean, rather than the little bit of humour they meant it to be. But also, The other side of the autistic spectrum is, did a drink, it makes me a little bit more creative than the average person. I can do lots of things. Nothing expertly, but lots and lots of things. Have you ever learned the piano? No, I couldn't play any musical instrument. I tried a cornet when I was a kid. All I can play is a comb. If you have an addictive personality, you should focus on health. Yeah, I have an addictive personality, Batman. I'm 64. When I was 49, nearly 50, I decided to lose a bit of weight and went to the gym. And I went for 7 years. And in 7 years, I ran, not on the treadmill, outside. I ran 7 years, 9,000 miles. I went to the gym every day for 7 years, and sometimes twice a day. I also went to a different gym to swim. I also did 3 triathlons. That's swimming, cycling, and running. I also did 8 hardcore events like the Tough Mudder, Spartan, and things like that. I was addicted, but I lost 4.5 stone. So I know everything about an addictive personality. Hello from Dubai. Hello, welcome. Don't think I've had anybody from Dubai before. I had that problem and I killed myself with meditation. Good for you, Batman. Yeah. I use hypnosis a lot in my life. When did you get diagnosed with autism? It was recently. About 4 years ago. Hang on. Let's go back here. Amy Marie. I used to be at Bircham Newton. Yes, I know it. The training college thing there for construction, I think it is, isn't it? And Kings Lynn. Yeah. And just outside Kings Lynn is a little village called Clenchwarton. And that is where we lived for the first 13 years of our marriage. And I was born and brought up until I got married in another village, which is not so little. It's the second largest village in the country, and that's Tarrington St Clements. So you'll probably know that. Hello, amazing how you're turning your life around. Good for you. Thank you very much. Now, something I want to turn to now, just have a quick rest from reading all your comments, although there's a lot more to go yet. I was offered some money yesterday to donate to any addiction charity of my choice. So I've got 2 questions to ask you. Which addiction charity should I give it to? I'd like to know what you think. But also there is conditions. They've said they'll give me £1,000 if I can. In fact, it's not going to happen because I don't know how to do this. He'll give me £1,000 if I can get to 50,000 followers by the end of this month, and £5,000 to the addiction charity if I can get to £100,000 by the end of June. Well, I said, yeah, okay, thank you very much, but I didn't give it any thought, because now thinking about it, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to get followers. It's just happened. So I don't know what I've got to do to get followers. But I know there's £1,000 there if I can get to, what did he say? 50,000, and I'm currently on 35. by the end of the month. How long's that? Is that about a week? I don't even know if that's possible, but as I said, I don't know how to do it anyway. So yeah, maybe I should. You know Clench Wharton very well, and Tarrington St Clement. You have family in both. Oh wow! In that case, Tarrington St Clement, you go down Jubilee Bank Road, and off Jubilee Bank Road, there's Coronation Avenue. We used to live 13 years in number 2, Coronation Avenue. Well done so far. You're in Wisbech. Yeah, I know that. You followed the host. What did you do for work? I've been self-employed all my life. And sometimes you make a bit of money, sometimes you don't make any money. And the sad thing is when you really need the money, like when I was younger and had 3 small boys, that's probably the time you don't make much. When you need it, you don't make it. After they left home, I made quite a nice little bundle working for myself. I was working in the internet and telecommunications section. You're new to my page. Think you're an inspiration. Oh, thank you very much. Have you followed? Hope you can sort of tell me where you are based. You've got a nice garden out back. It's only a small one. That is a courtyard where you can shelter from the sun. How did you go about finding out? Finding out what? I must have missed something there. What are you doing to stop drinking? I'm using TikTok. TikTok is the only support I've got because I've tried everything else. I'm near Swaffham, but new to Norfolk. Any recommendations on things to do? Yeah. You can have a day out at the Sluice. It's a lovely pub at the Sluices at Dereham. Is it Dereham? Look at the Sluices anyway. There's also Castle Rising near Wharton, near King's Lynn. Cley, that's Cley, Cley Windmill, right on the marshes. Several things you can do. Well done on your day. I'm 108 and it's tough, but so rewarding. What the heck? 108. Sorry, gotta duck out. Okay, bye-bye. What did you do to stop drinking? Did you just go teetotal? Just stopped 34 days ago. So the journey is still continuing, and however you see it, once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. But you can be an alcoholic that doesn't drink anymore. I meant to say buddy. Okay, Batman, you're doing great. I've joined today. Thank you very much indeed. You've joined what? You've joined the journey, or you've joined the journey or joined the journey. You've joined my journey or joined your own journey with me. Love to all struggling with addiction. Yeah, that would be quite nice actually if there's a little bit more support for those people who are on here expressing the need to have more support as well. But of course my TikTok page is about my journey, my alcohol journey. A lot of people on here who have got the problem with alcohol are not using their page to share their journey. They're using it just to do other things, and in the background they have an alcohol problem. So I think it's easier to get support if you're using your page to share your journey on on your recovery. I used to live there. Walsing was nice. Yeah, Cromer's lovely. Used to live in a little place called West Runton, near Cromer, near Sheringham. Sheringham is a lovely beach. You follow the host, thank you for that. How far are you in your journey, and do you ever think about relapse? I'm 34 days, and I think about it every day. It's too early yet. Anything can happen. Some of the best support is when you're at your weak moments, and you can either go through a TikTok where you are on a low ebb. I've got a few where I was on a low ebb, including day 8. God, day 8. And I read the messages that you kindly left me on that day. That gets you through. Otherwise, you can come on here and talk, which is what I'm doing. And today, part of the journey is to help answer some of your questions. No one's really yet commented on this £1,000 that I've been offered. If I can get my TikTok following up to 50,000 by the end of this month, he'll give me £1,000 for an addiction charity of my choice. But I don't know how to increase it by. If I don't know how I got 35,000 in the first place. It just happened. So I don't know what I need to do. When you doing the cooking? Oh right. My mother's going to be here at 1:15. So probably not until about 12:30. It's poached chicken Veronique today. Congrats on your journey. Please keep going. You followed the host. Thank you so much. Think of all the money you've saved. Yes, I know. Use that to take you and your granddaughter on a holiday. Oh, what about Julie, my wife? Can't she come? We did have a holiday. In fact, we went there twice in 2 months. In 2018, and she loved it. We flew out to Fuerteventura, and she loved it. But I'm not quite sure where she would like to go. She likes flying, so I think certainly for the impending future, whilst there's still problems with this virus, everything will be a staycation. Will be in the UK, I think. Well done, mate. How are you getting on today? Just saw a video. Hang on a sec. I didn't want to assume. Yes, definitely take her on holiday. What was the main reason I wanted to go sober? Well, the reason I first wanted to quit was twofold. One, I was drinking too much. And this is why 30 years ago, when I first tried to quit drinking, it was so difficult. I struggled. I really did struggle. And I kept cheating as well. And anybody who's tried to quit drinking will know what it's like. The temptations are so great. The habits are so ingrained into you. Plus you've got the withdrawal and the chemical changes in your brain that, you even lie to yourself sometimes. And I was certainly doing that 30 years ago and many times since. But it was mainly my health and the cost. I wasn't becoming unwell, but I knew that I was certainly going to shorten my life. I mean, I have shortened my life, and I'm not going to get that back. I can stop drinking now, and my life has been shortened by my addictive personality and the vast quantities of alcohol that I've consumed. Changing it for the better now will help me live longer than I would have done had I still been drinking now, and the next 10 or 15 years. It will help me recover a little bit, and I'll certainly live longer. But I have already shortened my journey in this world anyway. But recently it's been not only my health, but my 8-year-old granddaughter. That's the reason why. And it's the strongest and most compelling reason I've ever had. That's why it's working. And I took a month on TikTok. I watched TikTok for a month. I watched tens of thousands of TikTokers to learn more about TikTok and the community before I posted my own first video, which went viral. That's probably why I got so many followers to start with. I've also got other videos over 300, 400 and 500,000. I've got one, I think, over 750,000, approaching the million. And I've only been doing it for a month. So that explains possibly how I get to the 1,000 by the end of this month, by trying to get some more viral videos. But you can't tell what's going to go viral. It just happens. Good morning from Knoxville, Tennessee. Good morning to you too. Izzy Music followed the host. Jason 27300 followed the host. Is TikTok that offered you this? No, I can't even get to speak to TikTok. They cut short my first ever live stream, and we're only doing what we're doing now. And they said live stream ended due to bullying and harassment. What the hell's that all about? I tried to speak to them to find out what I'd done, and you can't get to speak to anybody at TikTok to save your life. Do you ever consider non-alcoholic beverages? Yep. That's what that is. Good man, I'm off cigs 5 days a week. Well done. It will be worth it. Thank you. Now what we got here? Sincerely resin. I bet you do resin art, don't you? My partner is struggling to get sober. I'm enjoying watching your story. Okay, well look, I'm going to be putting some of these, if you've just come in, some of these live streams which get taken down. They're not saved anywhere in public view once the live streams are finished, which is a shame because there are so many issues that are discussed in the 20 minutes or an hour or whatever length they are. And they're important, some of the conversations and the content of these lives. It's a shame that they are just not available for public view. But I am allowed to go behind the scenes and download my live streams, just in case you didn't know, which I'm sure most of you are. So I'm doing that as from the last one. I'll do it with this one, and I'm loading it up to my YouTube. Now, when you go to my YouTube, from the link in the bio, it will take you to a very short 2-minute video explaining about the things I'm saving from TikTok into YouTube. And in the video description, after you've watched the introduction, the links will be there where you can see these lives, which I've saved and put them onto my YouTube. So it might be a good idea really to sit down and go through the content with him if you think he's open to that. But if he's struggling to get sober, then he obviously realises he's got a problem and he's trying. So at least if he's trying, he might be open-minded to do that. You look like a winner to me. I have full confidence in you. Thank you. It's a mirage. I didn't have any confidence in myself on day 8, I can tell you that for nothing. Do you do any exercises? No, I used to. For 7 years, I went gym and running. A lot. 9,000 miles running. and gym once, or at least once, possibly sometimes twice a day. I'm watching the sun come up in Florida as I polish off my last bit of a pint. I do care to join. Whoa, I love Florida. I love Sanibel Island. That's lovely. Sanibel Island, where, in fact, Sanibel Island, you have to go across the causeway and you've got to pay a toll to get to the island. But it's a lovely island. Key West, I went on the last seat on the very end of Key West Pier, and I was closer sitting there to Cuba across the ocean than I was to Miami. That's very lovely. I've swam a lot in the ocean at Miami. Alcohol ended up taking your dad's life, and I'm so glad you are making a change to your life. Yeah, thank you very much. I need to do it. If I'm going to see my 8-year-old granddaughter grow up and have an influence, a positive, hopefully, influence in her life, then I need to do that too. I think we have crossed paths in the past. I appreciate your advice. You think we've crossed paths? Do you? Excuse me, I'm just going to look at your profile. It's so small there, I can't really see you very well. Lovely homemade resin gifts in West Yorkshire. I wonder where we may have crossed paths. Do you like alcohol? Stupid question. So proud. Keep going, my friend. You're doing great. I'm clean 8 years. Greetings from Ireland. Wow, that's good. I aspire to that too. Anybody who's been off for that long. Librium detox. I can tell you now that a doctor will not give you Librium or any nalmefens. That's what they're called, like Cilincro, Librium. They're all nalmefens that block the desire to drink in the brain receptors. They won't give you any of those until you've been through every other hoop, including CBT, AA, AMF bowling. Keithley? Could it be Keithley? That was a while ago because they've been closed for a while. A friend of mine said they have problems with alcohol. How can I be supportive? Well, if they've actually said they've got problems with alcohol, are they asking for your support? Find out what they want from you. How? Ask them how you can be supportive. Ask them. Simple as that. Because if you assume they want your support and they don't, there's not much you can do. Do you think your memory and your appetite was affected by alcohol when you were out? Definitely. My memory is still not as good as it should be. And that's the reason. And there's a very good chance I may develop dementia as well. How many days is it now, pal? Not seen you live for a while. I've been busy at work. It's only 3 days ago I was last live, but it's now 34 days. You're in the St. Augustine area. Right, I'm not totally familiar with that. Daytona. Love Daytona, we can drive on the beach. I think we crossed paths years ago. Thanks for the advice. I'll be looking at your YouTube. I've got another, this one will be going on later today or tomorrow morning. Well done, mate, on your sober journey. My uncle had a problem, but he refuses to address it. Well, that's a problem. What advice would you give to our family to help him? Your uncle. Hang on a second. This may or may not suit you. Whilst this is a national association for the children of alcoholics, you might find some information in here pretty useful. So that's the National Association for Children of Alcoholics. You can find them by going to nacoa.co.uk. That's nacoa.co.uk. That might give you one or two ideas on how to do that. 1,480 days sober. Well done. I aspire to that too. Let me just work that one out. 1,480 days sober divided by 365. That's 4 years. Over 4 years. Isn't it amazing how many people who were formerly addicted to something always know exactly how many days it is? How do you help an alcoholic parent who doesn't want to help themselves? It's very painful. Ah, right, okay, now it will affect you. Did you get that last address I gave out? This is just meant for people like you. The National Association for Children of Alcoholics. The nacoa.co.uk. I hope that helps. 34 days, well done, I'm on 143 and cannot believe the difference. Love your TikTok, thank you very much. You followed the host. If you're an alcoholic, you should take theamine. Now, I don't think you should take anything. I think you should consult your doctor and ask him what the options are. But he won't give you any medication at all. No doctor will give you, in the UK anyway, any medication at all until you've proved your worth. And that means you've proved you want to stop. Because even the medications will only help you if you want to stop. And they will make you jump through hoops. First time I've seen you pop up in my feed since your day one. I hope it's going well. Yes, Johnny, it is. I'm on day 34 today. My mission now is to start helping other people and giving them advice if I possibly can, based on my own experience. So you're on day 22 of no drinking. Lucy Drury, give you a shout out. Had a neighbour who used to hide bottles in hedges on his daily walk. I used to hide bottles, but never in hedges. Toad in the hole says. Yes, Keithley, my granddad Arthur bowled there and did his world record there. I know who you mean. I can't quite place you yet. But I know who you mean. Librium helps prevent seizures. It doesn't mean you're going to get seizures just because you are going to come off the booze. I haven't ever had any. Haven't seen your post about this story on your YouTube. No, I don't put anything on my YouTube to do with this. I'm going to start doing so, but only unlisted, so people can see it by invite. That is the TikTok community. I don't share my YouTube stuff on here, and I don't share my alcoholic stuff on there. They're two separate. You will look and feel a lot better in yourself in a few months, matey. Are you telling me something? Oh, then somebody says you're looking well. Thank you. You're going to talk about alcohol for the rest of your life. Boring as. Okay, I'll make it less boring for you, if you like. Goodbye. Cheers and all the strength in the world from Argentinian living in the UK. You can do this. Thank you very much. So if you've got any problems at all with other family members, the link that I gave out, it's a shame you can't post links here for people to follow, isn't it? But the link I gave out, you might want to just check out if you've got any problems at all. Is the National Association for Children of Alcoholics, and it'll probably offer you a few tips on there, even though you may not be the child of an alcoholic. Have a look at it and tell me what you think. There are some good bits of information on there. So that's nacoa.co.uk. They've got a phone number there as well, free phone if you want to phone them. What am I cooking today? Chicken Veronique. I joined an app called Coach Me, free. Oh, good. Great supportive community. Okay. Thanks for that. I've been looking for some apps. Has it got in-app purchases on it? So let's have a look here at Coach Me. I'm certainly interested in that. Coach Me. In-app purchases. Oh, no, hang on. No, it hasn't. No, there's no in-app purchases here. So, but I've not tried it yet. But Sammy has recommended Coach Me app, free, and there are no in-app purchases either. So that's cool. I'll look at that later. Face ID, downloading. Thank you for that, Sammy. You're right, okay. You're in it. What you can say about that, well done, bud. God bless you, my man. Am I on Babe Station? I have no idea what that is, but I can possibly guess what you mean. No, you can hire a coach if you like, but otherwise completely free. Okay, right, yeah, got that. You can write links on paper like hashtags behind you. Be useful to some people. Oh, yes. Yes, that's that's good. I like that. Thank you. People share awareness. I've really known Wernix. What's the secret? Which is caused by alcoholism. Now, I did see a reference to that, probably made by you. It's a little bit higher up in the comments. I'm going to have to do some research on that. My son was an alcoholic on his way to death. He's been sober 3 years now, and it's transformed himself. That's brilliant. These are the stories you really want to hear. I hope you're doing good. We are all here for you. Thank you. Yes, this is what makes the TikTok community so lovely to be in. And it's completely blown away all my expectations, although I can say I'm not really sure what I expected. But I didn't expect the level of support that I'm getting. And it all happened so quickly, too, which has absolutely been amazing. Really amazing, actually. Oh, really amazing. Do you know what's happened since I've been doing this live? Because yesterday I only got all day 150 new followers, and the day before I only got 100. Whereas before that it's been thousands. And one day, about 10 days ago, I got 6,000 followers in one day. I've no idea how or why that happened, except that it's down to you, of course. I can't control it, you control it. But since I've been doing live, I've got 600 new followers. That's cool. Right. Right, thank you. So yeah, so that is a good idea in the future. I'll do a bit more, because you know the sign would appear backwards, don't you? For some reason, although you can, I believe, let me go here. Flip camera look. Oh no, that's the other way around. Mirror my video. You can do that. But you've got to remember to do it, and I look weird anyway. So you'll see all live streams, that any writing or t-shirts are backwards. What I did, I used a really big, thick pen and then put it on the wall behind me backwards, so you would see it forwards. I'll do some more of those, as you suggested. Thank you. What we got here? Oh, right, okay, yeah. Here's some good here about thiamine has made a considerable difference to my mum's recovery. I am also in recovery, and my memory is bad because no one told me thiamine. Too many characters. The rest was cut off, I think. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning to you, Amy. 143. Have you been here before, by the way? Keep going. My mum's death was very tough to watch. Best of luck to you. Yeah, that is such a shame when you have got... We all have choices to make, and somebody's choice to drink themselves to death is such a horrible choice to watch them make. And can you imagine how compelling someone's choice is to do that? How compelling the alcohol is. And, do you know, I had a long think yesterday. And I know the first few days, especially day 8, was my worst. And on day 8, the alcohol was trying to find my weakness. I'll repeat that because it doesn't make any sense. On day 8, the alcohol was trying to find my weakness and make me drink. And I didn't give in because I decided to show it my strength instead of my weakness. But it was a close call. It was a really, really close call. It was only late morning and I went home and went to bed. That was the only way I could show up my strength, deny it access to my weakness. And I was thinking about that yesterday. 4 years clean here on the 29th of April. Congratulations. Yes, see, you remember the date as well. Everybody remembers the dates or how many days it's been. I just woke after drinking a lot and my wife has to be had it with me. I want to stop. Help. Good. Get some advice, get some support, and pinpoint the reason why you want to stop. Why do you want to stop? Because if you like alcohol and drinking more than you do the reason why you want to stop, that is going to not make it easy journey for you. I've been clean for 34 days. I've done 30 days before, and that was probably 15 or more years ago, and it was a horrible journey. This 34 days has been a pleasurable journey. I know that's silly to say, because it's been difficult at times. I keep mentioning day 8 being my worst, and the alcohol was testing me, looking for my weakness. It wanted me to give in. But it's been the most pleasurable. And it is the TikTok community entirely that has brought that on. So you need to find a connection if you're going to want to stop. Are you willing to do it publicly and put yourself in public scrutiny? Are you able to get your family and friends to stand by you and help you? I don't mean check on you and chastise you, because if you want to drink, you'll drink. And it's best you don't do it in secret, but tell them. It took me dozens of attempts before this one, which I'm finding easier, and I'm finding it easier because of two things: my granddaughter, the main reason, and the community of support, TikTok. I love that you are openly talking about this, my man. Thank you, my friend. Are you Joe? Yep, you're Joe. Katie, you're so inspiring. Thank you, Katie. And Joe Fish followed the host. Thank you, Joe Fish. What was the light switch in your mind that made you want to stop? Well, that was a long time ago. Not just recently, 34 days ago. It was 30 years ago when I realised my drinking was becoming out of control. I'm not sure of the light switch moment 30 years ago. I just knew that I was drinking far too much for my own good. But I can tell you, 30 years ago, it was acceptable to drink drive when drunk. I mean, I used to drink drive from the pub back home and stop on the side of the road, vomit, get back in the car. It's alcohol poisoning, makes you vomit. It's poisoning. It's not you've drunk too much. It's drunk too much and it's poisoned you. And it's making you get rid of the toxins by vomit before you're passing out or going to kill yourself. Or some people actually die on their by inhaling their own vomit. And I used to drive home completely paralytic 30 years ago when it wasn't as much frowned upon. So it was about that time, really, 30 years ago, that I decided I'm drinking far too much for my health and my safety and my sanity. You're an inspiration. I wish your dad would take some advice. But there might be a way that you can get him to watch something like this, because I am going to be putting this video today, this live stream, when I finish. Instead of it disappearing like it does, I'm saving it and I'm putting it on my YouTube channel, but it's only accessible to TikTokers, not my YouTube subscribers. So if you look at my YouTube link in the profile, I'll be adding this video to that video description. Cheers from Barcelona. I remember Barcelona. The lovely fountains over there were dancing when I was over there. Did you get any meds from the doctors to help with withdrawals? Not with withdrawals, no. 5 years ago, I did get a nalmefene drug called Salincro, which blocks as a receptor, blocks the receptors as a blocker, and it's a blocks the pleasure receptors, so therefore you don't get as much pleasure from drinking alcohol, but not for withdrawals, and that failed. That was 5 years ago, and that failed. How much did you drink in a day? I can't really tell you. Every day varied. I wasn't a stereotypical alcoholic, like drink as soon as I got up. But when I did start drinking, it was a lot. A bottle of whiskey a night, open some wine as well, and that sort of stuff. But I can tell you it was around 200 units a week. And on a bad week, it would be up to 300 units. So between £2,100 a year and £3,500 a year. Hello fella, London here, in recovery. Been sober 2 years. You can do it, mate. Self-control, watching from New Zealand. Hi, New Zealand. You couldn't be any further away, really, could you? My auntie was on a tablet to help with cravings, but it didn't work either. Yeah. I wonder though if she went through the normal procedure, because they don't give you medications until they put you through all the hoops. You know, you go to meetings, counselling and that sort of thing. And then if you're showing some determination to quit and making all the right noises, then they'll help you by giving you a medication. Hello from Canada. Hello from Derby. Well done. We're all proud of you. Thank you. You're very brave. Keep going. Hi from England. I'm in England as well. How's your liver now? I've got to have a new liver test coming soon. I think I'm probably about 4 weeks or a little bit less away from needing another liver test, a review. So it's not bad. There are some noticeable differences. And I said to the doctor that I'm going to cut down my alcohol and take another liver test. My doctor doesn't even know that I've decided to go cold turkey with TikTok and share my story. So it might be a really good result when I have the next blood test done. So what's on for today? Sunday lunch? Yeah, it's my 87-year-old mother. She's 87 in 18th of June. She's coming over and I'm doing chicken Veronique for her. That's a white sauce with grapes. It's a white wine sauce actually with grapes, but I'm not putting any wine in it. Because even now food with alcohol in, nothing. I don't even want food without alcohol. The only thing I'll have now is wine gums. Couldn't quit till I decided that I wanted to quit because I deserved more. 8 years later, so worth the pain. Too right, mate. That is the key. You really have to want to. And your reason to quit must be more compelling than the reason you want to drink. I am not an alcoholic, but my mum is. Claims she isn't, as you said, not first thing in the morning. There are different types of alcoholics. Ask her to stop drinking for a week and see what her reaction is. So many positive comments on here. I'm really taking the time to read as many as I possibly can and read out as many as I think I could. I once spent £1,000 on alcohol in a week at uni. It was hard to realise I was an alcoholic. Dry now. Well done. That's a lot of booze, pal. That's a lot of booze. Obviously, it wasn't all drunk by you because you'd be dead. Oh, yo, man, good for you. Such a wise choice. Yeah, thank you. God is with you, if you say so. Thank you. Thanks for the call. Out of rehab got me well again. The best half year of my life. Yeah, I can imagine it would be, actually. It'd be difficult, I think, with the sacrifices you would also have to make. But yeah. Did you use anything else other than alcohol? No, I never have done. Favourite football team? Football? Is that the one with the round ball or the funny shaped ball? My respect to you for stopping drinking. I am an alcoholic. There. I have never said that before. Well done, user 507-827-506-3718. That's your first step. That's your first step. Let's hope it doesn't take you 30 years like it took me. So there's some nice conversation going on here as well. Kelly is passing a message over to Ella. I hope your mum can manage to stop. It's awful. That's really good. How many days alcohol free now? 34. Rate the hat, mate. 5 out of 10. My dad's an alcoholic, but no stopping him. Waking up at 6 a.m. and drink right through the day. Well, that's a stereotypical alcoholic. Let me just pause the thing there to give you a link just in case you've not come on and seen it. The link I want to give you, if you're interested, it will help you and possibly help your father, is the National Association for Children of Alcoholics. The National Association for Children of alcoholics. Help for you and help for them. Go to nacoa.co.uk. Hey Stephen, please keep going. My father's liver is shot and he's yellow and dying in front of us. In that case, that link also that I've given to you might be of consideration. Sorry to hear that, pal. Go drink a beer. Okay. It seems to me that you really haven't got anything better to do with your life than to try and ruin others and take great pleasure from it. So you won't be bothering me again. You are doing so well, so proud of you. You're doing amazing, thank you. I'm not here for the ego stroking, although I'm certainly appreciative of it. Did your parents drink heavy? No, they didn't. Rarely drank much at all. Well done, everyone. The first step is a bigger step, then baby steps. Key is support. You are right there, Ella. Just a question, is it hard to be around people drinking? I'm not even putting that theory to the test, Darren. I don't trust myself even to accept an invitation to a family wedding next month. So I've said no, I can't go. I've already got another thing. It's terrible because he's a great family member as well. I think he's older than me. I'm 64, so he must be at the top end of 60s, getting married for his first time. And I can't go. I want to go, but I don't trust myself to go. Life is better on the other side. You have to do it for yourself before it's too late. Indeed, yeah. Steve Peachy, thank you for following. Liam Phillips, thank you for following. Your dad was an alcoholic for years. He lost everything, his family, his health. And now he's 2 years sober. See, there's always hope. Stories like that are just brilliant. Because that message is so powerful. My dad was an alcoholic for years. He lost everything. His family, his health. He's now 2 years sober. Really powerful message. And I know there are people watching this who are not posting comments, but they're watching because they either know somebody or going through something themselves. Watching an alcoholic destroy their family and losing everything, it means, this disease has really got you. And it takes a lot of strength and courage to fight it back. Show it your strength rather than your weakness. I had a drink last night. I got pretty wasted and woke up this morning and started drinking again. Okay, you made the choice to do that. But you can also make the choice to start changing. If that's what you want, of course. You haven't mentioned that. Claire Brooking, lovely. Look at this. You're 5 months sober. And if I can do it, so can you. Well, not necessarily, Claire, because we've all got different strengths and weaknesses. That's like saying, if I have a certain skill and I can do that, so can you. Not necessarily, but I know what you mean. It's a sentiment that you would wish on people. But yeah, everyone's got their own different ways of dealing with it. People will be dealing with it today by reading some of this stuff and some of the powerful messages that keep popping up on here. You can do it. Definitely stay away. That was a big thing that got my auntie drinking, was company. Yeah. Influence of bad influences. People who will influence you in a negative way. Not meaningly, not willingly, and not intentionally trying to have a negative influence on you. But if you've got an addictive personality, or you're worse, you've got an addiction, then you need to avoid these situations. And it's going to take me a little while, I think, until I'm confident enough to put myself in a position where I'm going to be comfortable. I mean, at the moment, I think I'm comfortable. I think I could deal with people drinking all around me, a room full of people in a wedding, all happy and merry and dancing and getting drunk all night and just being really tipsy, reminding me of the things I used to enjoy, and I still do enjoy alcohol, which is the problem. But there will come a time, I hope, where that won't be an influence on my choices in the future. 32 years you drank, gave up on the 15th of July 2015, bought my first home this year, age 52. Brilliant. Look at the money you've saved then. One day at a time. I hope everything goes well for you. Thank you so much. Hey, hi, follow the host, thank you. Well done beating the thirst. It's a very hard thing. And that is the point, what you just said there. Sometimes alcoholics will drink because they think they're craving alcohol. But not necessarily. You could just be thirsty. Try it and see. The man with the hat didn't know you were on here. Aha! Gary Lee, 444. Don't recognise you, but you obviously recognise me. Well done. Gary Lee's gaming. Right, okay. I now know where you're from. What's the longest you've gone without drinking? 12 years. That's from being born to being 12 years old. I had my first drink when I was 12. Oh, Claire says, sorry, I wasn't being flippant. I didn't think you were, unless you're talking to somebody else. Gave up 35-year friendships to stay in recovery. You go to the barbers enough and end up with a haircut. Yes, that is true. I like that. Well done. Definitely not blaming anyone else, but the people she was around didn't help at all. Yeah. I'm an addict. Well done, pal, for coming out of that. Mr. Eastwoods. Recognise your mush, mate. Where do I recognise that from? Maybe I don't. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing really well, thank you very much. Having a great chat here about the subjects above my head. Didn't realise that there were so many people who follow my journey because they have something in common with my journey. That's something I've learned in the last 34 days, just how many people. You have got this, mate. You have to change your whole world, friends, and start doing new things. Sadly, that is true. At least it is for me. Parsnips taste gross. That's a great name, Simon. I love that. Leave him alone. He is going well. Who are you talking about? Are you going to talk about the financial side and how much it's saved by quitting? I've done that already, so obviously you missed that bit. But yeah, the financial side, really, well, there's two things about finances. There is the middle upper class with lots of disposable income who think nothing of having a drinks cabinet full of booze, and they drink an expensive wine. They open a bottle to cook with, and then have another bottle to have with the meal. They think nothing of it because they've got the disposable income. And these are the people who wouldn't give a second thought to finances. And it's these people that are growing in our community with problems because they think nothing of it. And I see a lot of people in that category who I know personally who will say, is it wine o'clock yet? Or is it gin o'clock yet? How long is it to wine o'clock? Because that seems to be their trigger, a time or an association with preparing food or something. And they have no sense what it is costing them financially. So there's that side of it. Then there's the other side. There's the alcoholics who can't really afford to drink at all, and it's ruining their lives and their family lives. And the money I was spending on alcohol, because my wife hardly drinks at all, 2 glasses of Prosecco a week. She doesn't drink anything now. She's joined the journey with me because she doesn't bother. £2,100 a year I would spend on my alcohol habit. And if it was 300 units a week because I had a bad week, it would be up to £3,500 per year. And she would see that as a complete waste of money being poured down the drain, and quite rightly so. So I'm saving a minimum, really, of something like £2,100 a year, which is remarkable. But that's on the average. That's on the low end, the low side of what I'm saving. Hello to Jenna. Your mum has struggled her whole life. Good luck to you. Thank you. Parsnip tastes gross. Stephen, I saw you at the pub last night, mate. What happened? Oh, which pub was that then, mate? Which one? Because I did a pub crawl last night. What are you going to buy first from the money you've saved by quitting? Let me think. I don't really know. It won't be for me or the home. It'll probably be for my granddaughter or my wife, Julie, or both. So I'll let you know. We both like eating out. We used to like eating out in restaurants and having wine. And the thought, because every now and again, because there's only 34 days I stopped drinking, every now and again I remember something I used to enjoy, which involved alcohol. And we like food. We like good food. But we're very particular, because we don't think spending a lot of money is necessarily the way to get good food. Some good food comes at a really modest cost. And some of the fun of having good food comes with having some good wine. And I've just thought that I'm never going to be doing that again either. So that's got me thinking. Irene says, only just met you on TikTok today. I lost my dad to alcohol. Sorry to hear that. Can you be my new dad? Depends how old you are. Can't see how old you are. But I'm 64. Am I old enough to be your dad? Hooded life. I'd love to quit drinking. Good. That's the first thing you've done right then. You've made a declaration publicly. Good on mate, you've got this. Where were you able to have a drink at 12? On your parents' booze? No, in a pub. Walked into a pub. It's called the Jolly Farmers. In South Lynn, in Kings Lynn. There was somebody on here who knew Kings Lynn quite well. I'm not sure what age they are, but you're talking 52 years ago. I used to be able to walk into any pub in the nearest town towards me and get served. You know, the rules weren't so... Okay, there were the laws still, but the landlords weren't so bothered in those days. You could take granddaughter to Disney with all the money saved. She's been to Disney Florida a few times. Disney Paris wouldn't be the same. Weather wouldn't be right. What's your name, buddy? I'm Stephen. I like your hat. Thank you for that. I've got several hats. I've just put this one on. Oh, Claire Bobs sent me a rose. Thank you so much. Yes, I have older children. How's the fight going? To be proud of yourself. How far have you come so far? 34 days. I'm 34 days. My granddad died at 59 from alcoholism. Sorry to hear that. Carl, your uncle lives in Kings Lynn. Depending on how old he is, he will know the Jolly Farmers pub at South Lynn in Kings Lynn. 52 years ago, I went in there and got my first ever pint served to me in a pub. Good luck to all of your journey. I think Ziena is wishing us all luck who are on this recovery journey. Hang on, Emily, your dad died at 65 to alcoholism. Such sad stories. And, you know, it's as though they chose to die. Well, they didn't actually choose to die. Recovery from alcoholism is a really hard journey. This is why I've failed so many times in 30 years and why I'm now using TikTok community. Generally speaking, 99% of the time, you are a really good community of people. There's the obvious dickhead every now and again. But as soon as they reveal that they're a dickhead, they're gone. Would you drink non-alcoholic beer? It's not a good idea for someone trying to quit. Well, you can. I have done, and wine and fizzy stuff as well. But the problem is, if you're getting withdrawal symptoms from alcohol and you're drinking non-alcoholic beer because you're trying to satisfy a craving, it's not going to do you any good because your craving is for alcohol. So non-alcoholic beer psychologically doesn't do you any good whatsoever. Just drink some water. Non-alcoholic stuff is for people who just want to enjoy a non-alcoholic beer, not because it hasn't got any alcohol, because they don't drink alcohol. It doesn't mean they won't drink anything else. They'll drink all sorts of things. I mean, there is one particular non-alcoholic Prosecco that I like. Now, I don't drink that because it hasn't got alcohol in it. I drink it because I like the taste of it. Now, I like Guinness. Oh, God, Guinness. I love Guinness. And I'm trying to find the non-alcoholic Guinness, which was released last November. It had a recall, I think, in February because of a problem with the brewing and there was some bacteria or something in it. So they recalled the whole lot. And it's supposed to be back on the shelves again by now. Now, I want to try that, not because it's alcohol-free, but because I love the taste of Guinness. But I can't have Guinness now because I don't drink anymore. But I still want to enjoy that taste of Guinness and that smooth and rich creaminess of the beer. So if the non-alcoholic Guinness tastes anything like the alcoholic version, that'll do me fine because I like the taste of Guinness, but not because it's alcohol-free. Heading to be near Runswick Bay next weekend to find some fossils. Good, yeah. There's fossils on my coast as well, where I've got a holiday home. Have you had any liver issues? Not until the last blood test, and even now they're not too bad, but my warning has come. Think about now your health. So I decided again it's now possibly time for me to quit, try and quit again. But my compelling reason now is my 8-year-old granddaughter, my health, and my motivation is everyone here supporting me on TikTok. Lost your uncle aged 49 and your brother at 29 to addiction. It ruins lives and families. Yes, it does. Your dad died at 54 as a result of complication of liver cirrhosis. It really is such terrible to hear these stories. Well done, Stephen. Keep up the good work. Great work. He lost your mum at 47 to alcoholism. I was 21. She didn't get to meet her granddaughter. That is a real bad. What were your trouble? And what were your normal triggers to drink? Usually hot weather. But there were other ones as well. TV programmes coming on. Don't think about Guinness. I miss it too. No, I am thinking about Guinness because I want to try the alcohol-free one. And if it tastes anything like the other one, then I shall have that now and again. High blood pressure from years of drinking too. You can doing it, you are doing it, you have done it. It really does make you wonder why alcohol is legal with everyone, doesn't it? Everything, it does, doesn't it, yeah? What did you use to drink? Hang on, what did you use to do after drinking? Didn't you go to clubs, pubs, or just chilling? Younger days I did. But the only real way you can drink the volumes that I was drinking and afford to be able to drink the volumes that I was drinking was to drink at home. Couldn't afford that in pubs and clubs. Far too expensive. Everyone thinks of liver, but alcohol affects every cell. Every cell, pancreatitis as it's called. Yes, it is. Liver is the first thing I think will show you the signs of a drinking problem. I've been drinking since 18, now I'm 33, ashamed of myself. See, these are great words coming from you, and it's the first step to realisation, maybe, or a public acknowledgement. Alcohol-free options are great to scratch the itch in a way that doesn't sabotage your progress. How many days sober now are you? 34. From experience, alcohol-free doesn't work. Quite true. I'm 5 weeks sober now as well. Well done. Do your family know you struggle with alcoholism? I don't struggle. Alcoholism is easy. Quitting alcohol is a struggle. Yes, they know. Right, well, I'll tell you what, I've got to start cooking a meal now. I'm on day 34. So I need to go and start preparing that meal for my mother, who's 87 next month. She's coming over soon. It's been great to chat with you. It really has. You've been clean and sober for 18 years. You can't stop. I love Domino's Pizza. 12 cans, average 4 days a week. I'm scared. Well, do something about it then. At least you've made a public declaration now. Enjoy your meal, enjoy the rest of the day. Big hopes for day 35. I don't think I've got a problem with that at the moment, but you can never tell. I have had 1 or 2 hiccups along the way, and things are going to try and trick me up, and alcohol and the withdrawals are going to try and test my weakness. I need to dig into my reserves and show up my strength. So, my next live, I don't really know at the moment. I haven't got a schedule, but I'll be saving this live for anybody who wants to go through it or parts of it later in today or tomorrow morning and putting it on my YouTube channel. If you want to see my YouTube channel, not about the stuff I've got on there, unless you want to, then check out the link in my bio. I've already got a live saved there, which has been similar to today, and I'll be doing this one as well over there a bit later on today or tomorrow morning. So thank you for being with me, and thank you for all your continued support. Those of you that are trying to quit, good luck. At least now you've made a public declaration that that's something that you would like to do, and we will all be there for you too, as well as being there for me. So thank you all so much.